This is the story of my dating failures and how I got the most insane revenge of all time. I'm a student at Harvard Business School. The only reason why that's important is that you can still be smart as and make the dumbest mistakes when it comes to choosing the men who you end up in a relationship with. So you guys, we're going to start from the jump and then we're going to get into Morgan's villain era. My first boyfriend at 18, literally physically abusive, a psychopath, but a common story. So that's not even interesting. Next boyfriend was literally an African prince from Madagascar and led me into the arms of my next boyfriend, whose family is Hollywood royalty. But I think in that relationship, I had pick me energy. I was extremely intimidated. And so honestly, he had his son with me. And then a few months later, on to the next girl. And I was left devastated, heartbroken, crying for over a year, wondering why he didn't pick me. Then in my final year of college, I dated a really sweet German exchange student. And honestly, I was the asshole in that relationship and broke his heart. And then I was in my single era, early 20s, living in New York City, having the time of my life until I moved to Singapore. I underestimated how emotionally challenging it would be to be across the world from any of my friends and family. And I literally had a mental breakdown. I had extreme anxiety, homesickness, and then a rich older man wanted to save me. Learning lesson here is that a man who is attracted to you at your worst is not actually a romantic Prince Charming. He probably is somebody that takes advantage of women at their worst. What started out as a workplace rendezvous turned into a full-fledged relationship that left me to actually leave my career for an old man. But hey, I saved a lot of money in that relationship, being his little princess. And eventually, after 2 years of literally feeling like I was a trapped bird in his beautiful apartment, I escaped. And I ran back home to America. But the craziest part of this story is how fast that man moved on. Literally, the day that I moved out of that house, he had a new girlfriend. And that messed with my head. I thought, oh my God, am I replaceable? Meanwhile, I was struggling to date in LA. And so a year and a half later, my self-esteem was at an ultimate low. And that's when I met the most evil man to ever enter my life. Even more evil than the physically abusive one, because this one messed with my head. He was a personal trainer. What started out as him wanting to help me get into shape turned into him every single day reminding me how I wasn't hot enough for him and that I needed to lose weight and that my belly was too big. My boobs were too small. Literally picked apart every piece of my body, but did it so slowly that I almost didn't even realize it happening. He would constantly make comments about all the other women who were hitting on him at the gym and who wanted to be with him. And that would sow this insecurity in the back of my head. And I felt this intense need to be around him because who knows, if I left for a week, he could just run off with somebody new. And so I developed this crazy, intense, anxious attachment. When you have anxious attachment, the only way to cure that ish is to go cold turkey. And that put me on a year of celibacy. And slowly I started plotting my revenge. I was going to build something so that no woman would ever have to be sexually dependent on a man. And that thing is called Devin. Devin is an AI-powered toy for women. I'll let you use your imagination. It has sensors all over it so that it can predict in real time if you are closer to or further away from the big you-know-what and adjust dynamically. And it also comes with an audio erotic companion. So think about a really hot guy whispering in your ear, telling you all the things that make you, you know. And every time that you use it, it learns your body and it becomes better and better and better. I know you're going to come for me for trying to replace men. And the truth of the matter is that no man who can easily be replaced by a $200 device is worth any of our time. And a great man who brings more to the table than just that is the man that you should marry. So anyways, ladies, I want to hear your revenge stories. I'm sure it's just as good as this one. And if you want to learn more about Devin, you should click on the link in my bio.